Launch season for group coaching programs, online courses, memberships, what have it, is coming very, very soon at the end of August or mid-September of this year, 2025. And if you are an online course creator, online membership owner, a coach with a group coaching program, or launching anything via online challenge or workshop or webinar, and you are wondering, QUÄY.jo, is it time for me to run Facebook ads? QUÄY.jo, would Facebook and Instagram ads actually work profitably for my business? This is the episode for you. I'm going to answer your question right now. If you already have an offer that is selling, then most likely, we'll dive into it further, but most likely Facebook and Instagram ads will work for you. Jesus saves, friend. Facebook and Instagram ads do not save. And that just means if you're like, my offer isn't quite converting or working yet, I just need to pay some money to Mark Zuckerberg via Facebook and Instagram ads to get more eyeballs on my offer. No, stop. That is not going to help you. And the reason, here's why. And hear my heart. I've been coaching folks, high earning folks and low earning folks for over 5 years now. If your offer is not selling, it's not because you don't have enough eyeballs on it. It's because your messaging needs to be further tweaked, further honed. It needs to be further targeted at the right kind of person who you are meant to help, but targeted at them, messaged to them in a way that they can understand. One, that you get their problems. Two, that you can solve their problems. Three, that you are the person to solve their problems, because you're probably not the only person who could solve their problems, and they need to know that you and them jive, align, have the same values. Messaging ultimately makes your funnels, your sales page, your lead magnet opt-in page work better, and your programs, your offers, whatever you're selling, sell. Now, if you already have an organic or an offer that's selling well organically, here are some further signs that could help you start to begin to calculate whether or not Facebook and Instagram ads would be a good move for you. And don't worry, because not in this episode, but the very next episode next week, or if it's already been published, go look at the follow-up episode. I will be talking about whether it's a good idea to do ads yourself or hire out your Facebook and Instagram ads to someone like me. If you don't know me, hi, my name's QUÄY.jo. I'm a Facebook and Instagram ads manager, and I've been in the game for like 5-6 years since the recording of this video, serving primarily established online course creators. And when I say established, I mean like gross revenue, $600K annually to like $1.2, 3, or $4 million annually. I've helped so many businesses, and I've even spent like 3 years behind the scenes, behind a paywall, inside of a group coaching program, high level mastermind, coaching the same type of online course creator or membership owner or even online coach in sales funnels and Facebook and Instagram ads, and even how to structure a team. I've seen a lot, and I hope that you get some of the value that comes from my experience in this episode. And since you're here watching on YouTube, can you take a moment to subscribe? Because that does help my vanity, yes. But it tells the YouTube algorithm to push this video out to the home pages of other people like you who need to see it. And YouTube is very smart about that. So give it a like if you're getting value, or after you get more value, and actually subscribe. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. All right, so if your offer is selling organically, first of all, congratulations. It took a lot of work to get here, and clearly you have found the people who need the help that you can give them, or the transformation that you can help them go through. All right, well, your business wants that offer to be selling as profitably as possible. And such, you have got to calculate and figure out how much revenue you're making per lead. Now, if you have a launch that happens periodically, this one's fairly straightforward. I'm holding up 2 hands. This high hand up here is your earnings per lead. And eventually, if you want to run ads, this lower hand here is your cost per lead. And you want that gap between the 2 hands, your earnings per lead up here and your cost per lead down there, to be as big as possible, because that's your profit per lead. Now, you're not running ads yet, so just start with an earnings per lead. How many people registered for your launch. And if you don't have a launch, but you're selling something, don't worry, I'll get to another scenario in a moment. So you know how many people registered for that launch? 500 people registered for your launch. Great. And you know that you brought in the stereotypical six-figure, exactly, one with 5 zeros after it, revenue from the launch. Well, then you take that revenue, $100,000, and you divide it by 500 registrants, right? And you get $200 per lead. Okay, cool. Now you know that everybody that registered for your launch did not show up to the launch thing. That could have been a challenge, could have been a workshop, could have been a live webinar. That's okay because you took the top end revenue and divided it by the registrants, and now you know they're worth $200 per lead. Congrats! Now that you have an earnings per lead, you can begin to calculate how much money could you make from Facebook and Instagram ads, because those leads will cost your business something. And ideally, you're making a lot more than those leads cost. Now, here's some further info that will help you get a more realistic calculation. First of all, when you start running Facebook and Instagram ads, you're probably not just going to target your warm audience. You should target your warm audience because did you know on average, like 1 to 2%, 2% being pretty good, of your organic email list will actually ever sign up for your launch. So by targeting your warm audiences, you know, your email list, your social media followers, people who have visited your website, then you can get more of your warm audience, your email list specifically, to sign up for the launch that you are about to do. But you're probably going to spend some of your Facebook and Instagram ads budget on cold audiences, people who have never heard of or encountered your business nor your goodness before online. Understand that that conversion rate will be lower. So in our previous example, where you figured out every lead you get is worth $200, don't just go and assume, I'll target cold people who don't know my business. I'll pay $10 per lead and I'll make $190 per lead, case closed. No, probably because they don't know you. Fewer of them will convert. And let's just be super conservative. If before you had a $200 earnings per lead for a cold audience, let's just say that your earnings per lead is going to be cut in half and you only make $100 per lead. Cut in half, be conservative. Or if you want to be more conservative, drop that down to like from $200 per lead down to like $60 per lead. Do the math, follow the percentage, not the exact number. And then while I am happy, you know what, I'm not going to tell you what kind of cost per lead I'm happy that I can get for clients, because I don't want you to latch on to some number that comes from my experience. Because while I am a Facebook and Instagram ads manager, I am not yet maybe your Facebook and Instagram ads manager. You cannot just take the numbers that I'm saying as gospel and apply that to your business. You need to do your own research. I'm not guaranteeing that this Facebook and Instagram ads, or my advice even, will make you money, because I do not yet know your business. In fact, you most likely are going to lose money as you test your way through Facebook and Instagram ads. Lose money initially. And if you're faithful to do the work, then there is a good chance, but it still is a chance that you could arrive at a profitable way to run Facebook and Instagram ads for your business. I have to get that disclaimer out of the way. So from our example, $100,000 exactly, six-figure revenue from a launch, 500 leads, they're each worth $200. But that's warm traffic. We're going to drop those numbers down to say $60. I just picked that one out of thin air. All right, follow the percentage, the ratio, whatever. And now at $60 earnings per lead, which I think is actually high, but some of my clients have had higher, can you pay $10, even $20 per lead and still make a profit? And if the answer is yes, then, well, because you ran the numbers, you now have a much more higher chance, higher probability of success with Facebook and Instagram ads, because you spent some time calculating this. Thomas Edison says we miss out on opportunity because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. You've begun to do the work if you have a launch, and you can continue to do the work to reap your reward. Speaking of reward, I believe that you deserve to have the lowest cost leads, but the highest quality leads as possible. Highest quality leads at the lowest cost possible. And I have a framework that helps you get that by testing through your ads in the same methodical, easy to do way that I do for my clients. And that is inside of my mini course called the Ad Testing Cheat Code. Highly valuable and worth it for your business, because if you can even cut lead costs, say from $10 down to $5, I say that because some of my students have reduced their lead cost by 50 or even 60% after taking the course. But on average, I'm seeing folks who actually tell me and give me feedback that they drop their lead cost by 25%. So that would be reducing your lead costs from $10 down to $7.50. That would be like a savings of $2.50 per lead. And if you brought in 500 leads, that means you save yourself $1,250. And that helps your bottom line for sure. That's the power of doing this kind of ad testing. And I do it all the time. And you can follow the step-by-step videos just by going down into the description of this YouTube video and clicking on that link. All right, back to the programming. For you who have been patient, you still sell stuff and offer possibly one-on-one coaching or a group coaching program, but you sell directly to your audience. Or maybe you have a low ticket offer that you sell periodically direct to your email list. How do you calculate your numbers? Well, it's about the same. Let's say that every once in a while you are fortunate enough just to throw up some Instagram stories, not like puke, but actually post and throw up that way. Get over it, get over it. And people end up DMing you, and then you're able to do some DMs, sales conversations back and forth, and sell your coaching offer. Or maybe you lead them to a discovery call. Still, track your numbers. So in order to make this sale, I had to put up X number of Instagram stories, and the next number of people actually saw those Instagram stories. And then another number of people actually, over this period of time, actually DM'd me. And then a number of those people, I made an offer to because they were the right fit after I qualified them. And of the people that I made an offer to, and this is where it gets a little more nuanced, but if you have an offer that goes direct to your sales page, then a number of these people bought, great, now you're tracking your numbers. Or maybe you just make an offer to a sales call, a discovery call, strategy call, whatever you want to call it. And of the people that you made an offer to, another number of people showed up to that call. And then of the people that showed up, you closed another number. Track those numbers and then find your revenue and back that revenue all the way up so that you know what your Instagram stories are worth when you post and talk about your program. Then you still have an earnings per lead, or maybe that's an earnings per Instagram story post. So maybe the number of eyeballs on your Instagram stories, that's the actual lead. Or maybe you want to say your leads are actually the only people who DM'd you. Whatever metric you're tracking, track that metric, and that will help you establish what your earnings per lead is. Now, if you're emailing your email list, I've had a number of clients who love to do this, and maybe this only happens for, like, let's call it a soft launch that you do every 3 months. You can track earnings per lead 2 ways. Either track your total gross revenue and divide into that the number of people on your list who got emailed. Of course, not everyone will see the email, so you probably could get a little more tactical and track the number of opens, because if somebody opened your email, it doesn't matter how many different times you emailed about this offer, just track the number of opens, okay? And then, yes, I know some people will open multiple emails, but just track the number of opens and get like a gross revenue per open kind of deal. And then you can calculate based on, let's say, a certain percentage of your list will open your emails. What are your average open rates? Maybe your average open rates are 30%. So then you can say, I got so many of the, I got a certain number of opens, and those opens represented like, 30% of my email list, and just back that up until you can get an earnings per subscriber on your email list or an earnings per open. Or you can just look at not just people who opened your email, but the number of people who clicked on the link to go to the offer. There's a number of ways you can calculate it, but you still need to calculate it and figure out what that view, what those eyeballs are worth. And if it's quite profitable, the earnings per lead or revenue per lead, then you can, and look, here's the beauty of this. Nowadays, you can just take these stats and dump them into your favorite AI, software. Talk to your favorite AI friend. Mine's Chat. We have a good old time calculating. And then you can say something like, based on these stats, can you help me calculate a meaningful earnings per lead so I can figure out how to run Facebook and Instagram ads? And by the way, I have these stats, but I may have missed something. So can you also figure out what I've missed and advise me on anything else I might need to calculate? And then once it spits out all the calculations, just go ahead and be skeptical and say, I think you may have calculated wrong and missed something. Can you recalculate that? Because sometimes Chat makes mistakes. And there you go. You still have a earnings or revenue per lead. Knowing that Facebook and Instagram leads will cost you something, you can make a very educated guess on whether or not they will work for your upcoming launch, or whether or not you should even be running Facebook and Instagram ads yourself first, maybe hiring them out, but that's the next episode to figure it out towards your offer, because it's like I said before, Jesus saves, Facebook and Instagram ads do not. And I do believe in prayer as a powerful solution to better business, but we're not going to use only prayer for your Facebook and Instagram ads. That is not a valid Facebook and Instagram ad strategy. I believe you were put here on this earth with skills and gifts and just passions meant to serve people. And by you taking the necessary steps to calculate what we just went through, you are going to have a better chance at successfully running Facebook and Instagram ads for your business, which means you get to serve more people, make more of an impact that you were meant to make, and more people will get the kind of help and transformation that they are waiting to get from you. So it sounds like work. Do the work. It's so worth it for your family, for your business, and there's folks literally waiting for you to show up. Because if you've made it this far, clearly you are interested in Facebook and Instagram ads, and you can tap or click the screen right there for a bunch more Facebook and Instagram ad strategy from me.